Okay, let's see. Audio. Make sure we got audio. Okay. All right, cool, perfect. What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Mr. Kingdom Cash, Charles Dyson here, coming to you with another installment of the 90 Days of Value. We're on day 86. We're coming to a close, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to a close. I've been live 86 days straight of immense value, phenomenal value, talking to you guys about some pretty important pieces of information. First of all, for those of you who don't know, my name is Mr. Kingdom Cash, Charles Dyson. I am 39 years old. I have 10 children. I have not worked a traditional job since April 2013. And I've been able to run some pretty successful businesses from home. And I've helped people all over the world make some pretty great money. I've helped people all over the world. For the last 8 years, I've helped people literally retire in less than 365 days, countless people. And I have mastered it. I've developed a framework that works, and I give people valuable information and help them execute it to actually get great results in their life. And, I looked around online. I didn't see anybody giving those pieces of information that took them from where they are to exactly where they are today, from where they started, like wherever their beginning was to where they are today. I never seen anything like that. So instead of putting it behind a paywall, I decided to go live 90 days straight. And really, I believe that when you get the right information and you execute on it, that is the beginning of financial elevation. It's just a change in the way you see things, right? The way you view things, the really important mindset shifts and breakthroughs in thinking that lead to the money that you really desire. And that's exactly what happened for me. And I committed to go live 90 days straight to give that type of value, that type of information. So today will be no different. Today is day 86. And the topic for today, what I'm going to be talking about, excuse me, I titled this The Ultimate Leveraging Component, Attending Events. What's up, Al? What's up, bro? I'm going to inbox you after this. The Ultimate Leveraging Component, Attending Events. All right. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you, some of the greatest leaps in my finances happened right after attending an event. And I want you to really understand that this is not a topic that is relegated to just specific industries. This is all industries. The top 1%, top 3% of any industry, okay, they are operating at a frequency, at a level that's much higher than everybody else. And if you want to know what they're doing, oh, thank you. If you want to know what they're doing, all you have to do is go to events. That's where the major information is being shared, right? And y'all, just to make this relevant to where you can connect the dots, did you know that the Oscars is not just a televised award ceremony? It's a 3-day event. Same thing with the Academy Awards. Same thing with the Super Bowl. Same thing with the NBA Finals. Same thing with the NHL Finals, the MLB, any industry. I'm pretty sure if you were in refrigerator sales, there would be an event for that industry that you could go to and learn what the top 1 to 3%, top 5% are doing to be so successful. Same thing in real estate, same thing in any type of marketing, right? I scroll through my news feed and I'm being promoted just now. I just saw an AI summit, an AI event, right? The biggest names in all of any industry are always attending events. And here's the secret. Get in the room. But don't just get in the room. When you get there, network, meet people. This is so cliche. It sounds cliche, but it's actually true. Your network is your net worth. Me and Al, my man Al, we just talking about this. Literally just talking about this yesterday. Right? You can go much further, much faster when you upgrade the quality of people that you're communicating with and that you're working with. Right? It's a principle that leads to more money. And I'm gonna say it again. I sound like a broken record. I say it all the time. If you've ever said at any point in your life, I wish I had more money. If you've ever said that before, at any point in time, let me translate what that means. If you ever said, I wish I had more money, what you really mean is, I wish I had higher quality relationships with people who had higher quality information, that had the heart to share the information with me so I can execute on that information and make more money. That's exactly what that means. So, in short form, how do you make more money? You make more money by developing higher quality relationships. Not just any relationship. It don't matter if the person has a lot of great information, but they won't share it with you. That don't matter. How many people got family that have great information, that are making great money, but they don't share the information with you? It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you have a network of high quality people, but nobody is sharing the sauce. Nobody is sharing the roadmap, the frameworks that got them to where they are. Not only do you want to upgrade the quality of people that you're associating with, you want to be in connection with people who are willing to share the information with you so y'all can elevate together. Because information leads to money. Information comes from people. So if you have higher quality people in your network that are willing to give the information, it leads to money. And where do you get that information? You don't get it on your job. That's not the place you're going to get it. You don't get it with your current friend group, right? Even that's not going to be the place that you get it, because you need to be constantly expanding. And when you'll know when you get there, because you'll get to a certain point where you look around and you got this person that specializes in this. You got this person that specializes in something else. You got this friend that specializes in, another really important sector. You got this relationship, right? And then when you talk to them, they say, "Oh, no, I know a guy," right? We was just talking about that. I know a guy, right? Oh, this is what you need? I got that. I got a guy who does that. And you'll know you're there when you start having conversations with people, right? And everything y'all talking about, somebody who specializes in that information. And it's available. And you can get it. You're one relationship away, or you're talking directly to somebody who has some valuable information that can put some money in your pocket. You get that by going to events. See, people, watch this. Poor mentality is thinking about how much it costs to go. A wealth mentality is thinking about what you'll get as a result of going. Poor mentality only focuses on limitations and the hassle of trying to plan to go to the event. Oh, I gotta get a hotel. Oh, I gotta get a flight. Oh, I gotta have money to eat. Oh, I gotta figure that out. You don't understand. If you value people and information, if you value information correctly, you will understand that getting in that room and meeting people, one relationship can change everything. One piece of information can make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. One relationship, one piece of information can change everything. And you're not going to get it in the current environment where you are. You have to travel. You got to go places and meet people. You have to. There's no way around it. If you want to elevate and get to the levels where, if you're watching this series, I'm pretty sure you want to make more, you want to do more, you want to live a higher quality of life. Hey, guess what you need? You need money. In order to get money, it comes from information, and information comes from people, and people who are of high quality go to events. Now, watch this. When you get to the event, right? They say note takers are money makers, right? Now, this is what I do. I'm gonna show you what I do. I'm a texter. My thumbs are fast. Maybe your thumbs aren't fast. You might need paper and pencil, right? But I do two things or maybe three things differently than everybody else when I go to events, right? Maybe four. I'll rattle them off and see if how many we end up with, right? So this is what I do. When I go to an event and I'm in the session, I have my notebook, but I'm taking notes on my phone because I can type faster on my phone than I can write with my hand. Okay? And I'll miss information if I'm just taking notes with my hand. Right? That's the first thing. The second thing is I got my voice recorder on my phone activated through every single session. I got hundreds of voice notes in my phone right now from different events, and I actually go back and listen to them. I take the notes on my phone and I'm voice recording the different sessions. And then when I get home from the event, I transcribe what I go over my notes that I wrote, but I also listen again to the information and write down anything I missed while I was taking notes. And then after that, I take what I wrote on my phone and then I transcribe it into a notebook. And what is that doing? One, I hear the information once live. Two, I'm writing the information down with my phone. Three, I listen to the information again when I get home. And four, I write it down. So I hear the same information 4 different times. Do you think I'm retaining more information than the person who just went and listened to it live and then went home? I retain much more information than the other person. And then I take even a step further. After I write and transcribe it into a notebook, I do something else. This is the 5th step. I go through the notes and I find the actionable steps. That's a major gem. I go through the notes and I find the actionable steps. Because this is the question that you got to answer. Out of all the information you gain from the event, what can you apply today that will make you some money? I'm trying to tell you this works. You go through all the notes that you took, right? And then you have to figure out what are the actionable steps? What did I hear from these experts that I can actually apply and go execute and transition that information into money? You know, there's people who go to events, they hear the information and they go home the exact same way as when they went into the room. Watch this. You'll go to the event, and if it's a good event, you'll get excited about the information that you hear, but then you'll go home and you're not in that environment no more. The excitement leaves, and then you're like, now what? What do I do? What do I do? How do you transition that information into money? See, that person who isn't intentional about the information they're gaining at the event, they go home and nothing changed. They just went and got excited and then went home. No, you're not going to the event for motivation. You're going to the event for information. And you're taking that information back home to apply it and make money. That's the whole point of going. You need a return on your investment. If you're going to get the flight, if you're going to get the rental car, if you're going to spend money to go to the event, when you get home, The whole point is to get a return on the investment that you made. My first 5 years that I talk about where I didn't make any money, from 2007 to 2012, where I had mentors that were telling me what to do, guess what? I was attending events. The difference between 2007 and 2012, this is another difference, where I didn't make any money, and from November 2012 on, where I started killing and making a great amount of money, the difference was both spans of time I was attending events. But that first 5 years, 2007 to 2012, when I was attend events, I was just an attendee. I was just going. I was getting excited, but then going home and not applying what I learned. Going home and picking and choosing what parts of the information I want to apply and what parts that I wasn't going to listen to. That's uncomfortable. I don't want to do that. I was in the environment. I was growing. I was getting better, right? But there was no evidence of it. I didn't make $1. Versus becoming intentional when I go to an event, intentional about meeting people, intentional about getting great information, intentional with my note taking, intentional about recording the speakers, intentional about transcribing the notes. I got notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks full of information from attending events, but this is the major key. I started reevaluating that information and turning it into actionable steps, like literal things I can do that will make me money based on the information I received. That's how I went from the back of the room at these events, trying to figure out how to get to the stage, to actually getting on the stage, to going from no influence to building organizations of thousands of people, literally. From making no money to making $10,000 a month, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 months. So I'm telling you, this stuff works. It works. Right? It's all intentional. And guess what? Some people are going to watch this video and you're going to make the decision that I'm wrong. It don't take all that, and you can figure it out from home. You can figure it out without going to an event, right? I'm gonna let you know right now, you're going to do things the hard way. And the problem is you have goals that you want to hit. You got things that you want to accomplish. And by trying to take shortcuts, you're going to delay the results that you could get if you actually applied what I'm saying. How do I know that? Because for 5 years, that's exactly what I did. Look for shortcuts, right? Not try to do the things that would actually help me, right? And get no results and wonder why. It wasn't until, what did I say? Self-accountability is the beginning of financial elevation. Self-accountability. It wasn't until I took a long, hard look at myself, because guess what? I got tired of losing. I got tired of working so hard, and I wanted to change my life. And I had to have a real introspective conversation with myself and identify the problem. The problem was I was egotistical. I did not listen. I did not want to be uncomfortable. Therefore, I got no results. None. Okay, hey Charles, if you want to turn this around, you think you might need to listen to the people that are your mentors? Yeah. You think you might need to get uncomfortable a little bit? Yeah. You think you might need to do what it is that you need to do, no matter if you want to or not? Yeah. You think you need to go to some events, meet some new people, get a new network of people, get some new information from people who are actually making money, and then go home and do what they said? Yeah. And all of those things worked. I'm telling you, went from the back of the room Social media with no influence to stages to more money than I've ever made my entire life. I know what I'm talking about. Point blank, period. Events will change your life. Now, there's a subtopic, right? There's something called the events after the event. And leaders know what I'm talking about, right? So let's say you travel to an event and you go to the general session and you're getting the information. And after the general session, what are you doing? Right? You might say, well, you got to eat. Okay. You got to eat. And, you know, it's probably fun stuff to do around. While I'm here, I might as well have fun. Yeah. Uh-huh. What else? And then, you know, we go to the pool. Hotel might have a pool. Yeah. What else? Okay. You know, might eat breakfast in the morning before the event. You know, might spark up a great conversation. Might even be late to the event. Mm-hmm. Yup. All those things are secondary. Hold up. Wait a minute, Charles. What are you talking about? I got to eat. Eating is secondary. See, you're not at the event to have fun. And a lot of people get this twisted. You're not at the event to have fun. You're at the event to get information that leads to money. So the events after the event are those little powwow sessions where, believe it or not, people who make money love helping other people. They do. And they will spend time giving great information to people who will listen. And at these events, there's plenty of people who are successful who will stand in the hallways, who will congregate at tables in the hotel. And you'll see large groups of people gathered around listening. You need to be one of those people. And I'm talking, I've been at events where the event ended at 8 o'clock in the evening and we're up talking till 3, 4 in the morning. Nobody ate. And nobody was worried about the food. We skipped dinner. You got somebody that's making $100,000 a month, $500,000 a month, $1 million a month that is willing to invest time into you and information. Food can wait. Simple. Those events after the events are priceless. I've been to events where those sessions were much more valuable than the event itself. All the people on stage, yeah, they did their thing and I got some great information. But those little powwow sessions, the strategies, the how-tos, the things that work, the things that didn't work for them, like all those pieces of information, extremely valuable. That's where you get the real how-to from the people who are making all the money. Again, this is not just specific to any one industry. Y'all, like in the NFL, they got something called tight end school, where all the greatest tight ends get together and share techniques. That's an event. They got wide receiver school. Quarterbacks like Tom Brady, like Peyton Manning, they throw quarterback schools. Edge rushers, right? They got edge rusher school, like linebackers. Like I'm trying to tell you, events is on every level, on levels of excellence. People of excellence like to meet and exchange information. You need to be one of those people that want to be in those rooms, whether you got to pay to get in the room, or you leverage accolades, your work ethic gets you in the room, or an invitation gets you into the room. However, you got to get to the room. Getting in the room with people who are experts make you more money. I was talking to another mentor of mine, a new mentor that I got. He don't even know. I listen to him. Shout out to Anthony Deloach, right? I was talking to him yesterday. And success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. He goes to events every week. Let me give you a real big gem. Download the Meetup app. Extremely valuable app. You don't know where to start. You don't know what events to go to. Pick an industry that you want to become better in and go on the Meetup app, and you'll find plenty of places to go. Some of them you got to pay for it. $25, $10, $15, $50. Pay the fee. Go. It's in your city. It ain't even that far. If you can't find out where to go, get the Meetup app and look on the app for meetups that are in your vicinity. I don't care if it's 3 people in the room. One of them people might be elevated. One of them might have some really valuable you never know. And the ones who think that it's not necessary, the ones who think that going places and meeting people is not important, they'll never know. You won't know until you do what I'm saying. Until you actually go and make the effort to get in these rooms and meet people. When you meet higher quality people with higher quality information, and you take that information and go execute on it, you can make great money. I'm telling you. It's not going to happen just in your house. It's not going to just happen on Zoom. It's not going to happen just that way. You got to meet people. You got to meet people. For my community, I'm about to start doing events, live in-person events, because I understand the value of events. I understand. I know what happens in people's life when they get in an environment with high quality information and they take that information seriously. Right? Like, I am very sensitive to when successful people talk. I love watching interviews of successful people. There's an interview that, like, YouTube is the greatest social media ever created, in my opinion. Right? Because I go on YouTube and it's like billionaires just interviews of billionaires. How much more valuable can it get? And there's a billionaire that I listen to. I was listening to his, like, I'm watching it over and over again. It's a 40-minute interview, and I've watched it 3 times already. And every time I listen to it, it's like the principles are making more and more sense. Stuff that I already was doing, but stuff I didn't even think about. Mindset shifts lead to more money. So you should always be seeking out higher quality information. Always. So I'm extremely sensitive to when someone successful starts talking about any subject matter. Because if you listen well enough, you'll get something that you can apply. And when you go to these events, and the events that happen, the event after the event, that meeting by the lobby with somebody successful, right? I'm telling you, this is how I went from the back of the room to literally being on stage. From the back of the room, not making any money, to literally making more money than I made my entire life. I value information. I value events. I go, I travel, I'm in the room, I'm collecting the information, and then I go home and I actually apply it. Less than 5% of less than 5% of all the people that attend the event, I don't care how big the event is. If you look around the room, I'm telling you right now, less than 5% of the people in that room are going to go home and actually do the things that the people on stage said to do. You got to make sure you're one of those people. First of all, you have to understand how valuable events are. That's the first thing. The first thing you got to do is make the commitment to go to events. 2026, if you want to make more money than you've ever made in your entire life, you need to be at least 3 to 4 events in 2026. Whatever industry you're in, find out the most successful people in that industry, and wherever they're going to be speaking, you need to be in the room. I wish I had this mindset earlier while Steve Jobs was alive. I wish I had this mindset earlier before Warren Buffett decided to retire tomorrow. Warren Buffett retires tomorrow. He's done. He's stepping down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He's 95 years old, greatest investor outside of Nancy Pelosi. If you know, you know. Greatest investor in the history in our time. Greatest investor of our time. Warren Buffett retires tomorrow. I wish I would have known. I wish I would have had this information sooner so I could have been in the room at the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meetings. Charlie Munger just passed a few years ago. Wish I had this information. So now what? We can look to places like NVIDIA, $3 trillion market cap company. Look at places like, well, we can't really say Apple. They riding off of what Steve Jobs created. They really not innovating no more, right? But these meetings, you have to get in the room. And listen, investor rooms, that's why I'm talking about this. Investment rooms, you need to get in those rooms. Have to. Real estate, like, I swear I can't make it any more plain. If you want to give, every wealthy person owns real estate. Do you understand that? Real estate is been proven for 6,000 years to be a wealth creating industry. And I talked about previously, it's real, like, if you want to make $1 million, you want to make $1 million? Let me show you how to make $1 million. Let me show you how easy it is to make $1 million. You ready? Get your hands on 5 properties that you own, put tenants in them, rent them out, and hold them for 5 to 7 years. Over the last 100 years, the property values in America have gone up at least 5% on average. I'm not going to say at least, on average, 5% per year. Knowing that if you bought 5 houses and held them for just 5 years, history says that your net worth will be over $1 million after 5 years. It's that simple. That's how close you are. That's how close you are. Now, you might be saying, all right, that sounds simple, but I don't know what to do. And there lies the issue. How long are you going to let not knowing what to do stop you from doing what needs to be done to get the end goal? How long are you going to say, I don't know what to do? That's what I had to make a decision in 2012, November 2012, when I sat down, wrote my 30-year plan. I had to stop making the excuse, I don't know what to do. Okay, Charles, you don't have to know everything, but you got to start somewhere. And it's even easier now because guess what? You can pick somebody online that knows what they're talking about and literally copy them. Hello, somebody's talking to you right now that has great information. There's no excuse. Not knowing is not an excuse. Now, I thought Google was amazing. I thought Bing was amazing. I thought Yahoo.com was amazing. Now we got ChatGPT, Gemini. We got AI. Some people ain't catch on yet. Some people have not caught on yet. Some people, it's really bad. The people that's living still in the 1990s technologically, the people who still don't have the people who still don't have an email, haven't figured out online banking yet, the people that still live in the 1990s technologically, they're behind. That's bad. But it's even worse to have all these resources and to be fighting against it like this is not the way the world is going. You don't have a choice. Either you're going to do it now while it's new, or you're going to be forced to do it later when everything is integrated with these platforms of the future. Guys, the entire financial system is changing right under your nose. A wealth transfer is happening right now, right under your nose. It's literally never been easier to make money. I know because I'm doing it. I'm talking about passive income, active income. I'm talking about information product. I'm talking about all kinds. You about to see something in 2026. Keep watching me. I'm about to show you something. I'm about to show you how fast things can change when you have the right information. And guess what? I got it from going to events. And next year, I've already got 2 events on my schedule that I'm attending, and at least 3 events on my schedule that I'm actually throwing. Because I made the decision. Okay, cool. The next level looks like this. Literally mapped it out. To raise my influence, I got to do what influencers do. Okay, cool. I built my influence online. Now it's time to take it offline. Now it's time to start making true impact in person, in the room. Get in the room, and I'm going to show you how to make more money than you spent to get in the room. In the room, I'm going to show you how to make 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times as much as you spent to get into the room. Nobody's doing events like that. I know I got it all mapped out. I know what I'm doing. The people who come with me, I know the type of results they're going to get. Because it's already planned out. It's mapped out already. Events. Stay connected to me, because when I start announcing this stuff, you want to make sure you are in the room. If you're watching this, I don't care when you could be watching this in 2026, right? Today's December 30th, 2025. You could be watching this in 2026, 2027, 2028, 2032, 2035. You could be watching this literally 10 years from now. I don't care what date it is. If you fall on this video, find out where my events are. Because I'm telling you, that's what I'm going to be doing. Find out where my events are. I'm showing y'all in real time. I told my community this. I'm showing people in real time. See, nobody can tell you what's inside of you. That's the beautiful thing about writing a plan and executing. Nobody can tell you where you can go or how far you can go. If it's in you, you can give birth to it. If you can imagine it, you can give birth to it. It's your life. That's what I understand. Like, all right, I do understand. Watch this. I'm going to explain this. If you are in an environment around people who have limited belief systems, meaning the best that they believe life can be is going to work 9 to 5, get off on Friday, have some fun on Saturday, be grouchy on Sunday because you know you got to go to work on Monday. If everybody in your circle of influence is doing the same exact thing and you never see anything outside of that, of course you're going to believe that that's normal and that it's hard to make money or that it's difficult to elevate because you can't take advantage of information you have not received. You can't expand if you are in a circle that says this is the ceiling. When if you get outside of that circle and get new information, you find out that there is no ceiling. You can go as high as you want to go. But guess what? Going to events is where that mindset, right? That's where the belief comes. You might have some belief that is being built in your environment based on watching things like this 90 days of value, right? And getting new information. But when you get into an environment physically, right? Physically, where the information is being shared, your belief goes through the roof. That it can't be manufactured on a Zoom. It can't. There is something like about our physical nature being in close proximity. I'm talking about in a room with 500, 1,000, 2,000. Watch this. No, 30 people. Watch this. 10 people that operate on the same frequency, believe bigger. Of course, your mindset is going to change and stretch, because what you believe is possible, it expands because you get outside of that environment where they say the ceiling is here. And everybody around you, watch this. I talked about this. What day was it when I talked about this? When you get around people and they looking at you like you're the alien and they can't understand why you're so excited about the information that you have. And when you tell them your dreams and when you tell them your goals, they say that's not possible. They say that's not going to work. Right? Day 81, when I talked about auditing your circle, day 81. Audit your circle. That's when I talked about it. Day 79, traversing the road less traveled. I talked about it there. It's the reason why you get around people in your environment, the people that you call friend, the people that are your family, and you start talking, and they're like, huh? That don't make sense. What? No, those things never work. Why would you do that? You're going to waste your money. Why would you go there? Why would you do that? Those type of people, they operate from a certain frequency. So they're not going to understand your language, what you're saying. Your mind is expanded. Your communication has increased, right? You're at a higher level of communication and they can't understand it. That's why you feel like an alien. Until you get in these environments at these events with people who are actually winning. Then you're going to feel right at home. You're going to be like, dang, this is what I've been missing. This is what I've been missing. I'm telling you, this stuff is true. Yes, I'm sitting here on the other side of the globe thinking and trying to figure out a way for me to get to the E-Estate event in Miami, Florida on January 31st, 2026 to meet everyone in this community and the leadership team in E-Estate. I am in another zone and you are talking about what I was thinking. Come on, Emily. Come on, Emily. I'm telling you right now, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Events will change your life. And it's not until you go and experience it that you will begin to understand. You get out of the fishbowl and you realize there's an ocean. That's the best analogy I can give you. Your environment that you're in right now is a fishbowl. And your entire life you thought this was all it was. Swimming in a circle. This is what billions of people do. They swim in a circle. That's it. And they think that's all there is. Until you get out of that fishbowl and you figure out, whoa, there's a whole world out here. And there's what? Oh, there are so many people winning, y'all. You know, I was listening to another billionaire, right? I was listening to another billionaire. This is relevant. And he was like, now he was poor. He was poor at one point, but he worked his way up, became a billionaire. Okay. And he was like, when you don't have money, when you don't have money, you think everybody else around you doesn't have money. You think it's hard to make money when you don't have money. He said, now that I'm wealthy, I go to buy a watch that I really like, and the watch is $300,000, and there's only 8 of them in the world, and all 8 of them are gone as soon as they hit the market. He said he travels. He wants the penthouse. Right? He's staying at 6 and 7-star hotels. Some of y'all didn't even know there were 6 and 7-star hotels. The only thing you've been hearing 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. No, there are 6, 7, and 8-star hotels. Okay? He said he wants the penthouse, and it's always booked. He said Ferrari makes a new car. Only 25 in the world. He wants to buy one. They're pre-sold. They're already sold out. They haven't even made the car yet. They just put out the specs to their high-value customers, and they're all sold out. The car hasn't even been made yet. He said when you get to a wealthy level, you start to understand there's a lot of wealthy people in the world, and there's a lot of money. Everybody has money. Different mentality. Even when you are approaching these opportunities, when you approach these opportunities, if you approach it with a poor mentality, that's why you get the poor results. There is no such thing as running out of prospects. There is no such thing as saturation. It's not a real thing. I don't care what the opportunity is. The mindset of the person produces the results, not the other way around. It's not even about the. All right, you're going too far, Charles. Relax. I was about to say something that's not true. The company matters, okay? The opportunity matters, right? The compensation does matter, right? The timing and positioning, it matters, but not as much as the mindset of the individual that's taking advantage of the opportunity. There is a lot of money out here. There's a lot of people who have money out here. And Alex Hormozi says something really, really simple. It's the simplest thing in the world. You know what he said? He said, if you want to make a lot of money, get a great product and get it in front of people with money. That's it. That's it. If you want to make a lot of money, get a great product and get it in front of people with money. It don't get no more simple than that. Because guess what? If the product is great enough and you get it in front of people with money and it fits what they need or what they want, they're going to buy it. They're going to want it. Hello? That's not sales. That's common sense. That is not sales. That is common sense. How do you know, Charles? Because I do it. I do it. Because I know how I am. You know, I'm so interested in sales. I actually entertain the people that knock on the door to sell me something. I actually listen to them because I want to see if they can sell me. Because the answer is no when I open the door. They gotta convince me that what they have I actually need. And if they can, I'm gonna learn something. I went to a chiropractor one time. Okay. I knew when I walked in, I didn't want to pay for any package in there. By the time I was done, I had the highest package. And I thought about it and I say, how did I go from not wanting to spend $1 to a whole family package at the chiropractor? And the answer was simple. That's a training for another day. But there were 3 things they did that I do to this very day. There are 3 things that they did to get me from not wanting anything to the highest package they had to offer. There's 3 things they did from that experience that I learned that I do to this very day, and it works every single time. See, the reason why people say I don't like sales is because they don't understand what sales is. I used to say the same thing. When you think of sales and when I say sales, we are talking about 2 different things. We're not talking about the same thing. You think sales is convincing somebody to buy something they don't need. You don't like that feeling. When I say sales, I'm talking about taking a product or a service and putting it in front of people who actually want it or need it. So is that a sale, or is that me exposing something to someone who needs or wants something and I just get paid when they say yes? See, when you understand, the process is really easy. And the truth is, you should never say I hate sales ever again. Why? Because what you're saying is I hate money. If you say I hate sales, you're saying I hate money, and you're repelling it away from you. The truth is you love sales because you love to buy. In sales, there's a buyer and there's a seller, isn't it? There's a buyer and there's a seller all the time. You're a buyer all the time. Every single month of your life, you're a buyer. You buy something. And you enjoy it when you're doing it because you want to do it. But somebody had to sell it to you, right? Somebody had to sell it to you. And think about your positive experiences when you were buying something. Every positive experience that you had when you were buying something, you were in the mood to buy it. You wanted to buy it, and the salesperson was there to guide that process. They didn't even have to sell you, you wanted it. And when you learn this stuff, when you learn how this stuff works, you stop saying things like, I hate sales, and you'll start learning the things necessary to be good at it. Guess where I learned all of this stuff? Y'all thought I was off topic. I learned it at events. See, I told you. Look, I'm going to close the loop. I was on point the whole time. Y'all thought I was talking about, nah, I'm on point. Events is where you're going to learn it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, events will change your life. You'll meet people. You'll meet high quality people. I met people that I admire. I had the privilege to be in great relationship with a brother of mine who I watched from afar for years. I got the privilege to tell him this earlier this year. Guess what happened? Over the years, watching him, I learned things. I never had a conversation with him, never met him in person, nothing. But I watched him for years. I watched him get to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month while I was still trying to figure it out and getting my beginning of success, my $5,000, $6,000 a month. Right? We ended up in the same company. Again, I learned from him. Going to events, I watched him in the crowd, watched him on stage. Got to the $10,000 a month mark, $20,000, $30,000 a month. Right? And now, just recently, a few months ago, with another platform that I'm a part of, we both got flown in to go take a look at a company together. Now, I met him over the years previous, but we didn't have a close relationship or anything like that. But I knew of him, and through my work ethic, he started to know who I was. So when we got to the event, We got to spend some time together. And now we're working together on 2 different platforms. And I got to have a conversation with him a few weeks ago. And I said, bro, you don't even know this, but I watched you. And a lot of things that you did, I learned from you, from the crowd, applied it, and actually made great money from it. It's dope when you get, I want you to understand this story. I went from the back of the room to being in close relationship with this individual to the point where he asked me with my expertise to come onto his platform and teach his students. I'm talking about my brother Chad Thompson. Shout out to Chad Thompson. And now we locked in. Now we make money together. That's another example. I'm telling you, events will change your life. Several events I went to and watched him from afar, learned from him, applied it to the point now where the work that I did got me in the same room as him and got me to a relationship with him. I'm not just on here talking in these videos, y'all. These 90 days of value, I'm telling you, if you apply these principles, it will change your life. It will. And I don't care what industry it is. I don't care what industry it is. If you want to be great, first of all, my mindset, my name is on what I do. My last name means something to me. It means something to me. If I'm going to do it, I'm not coming to participate. I'm coming to dominate. If I'm putting my name, my brand, right, my character on the line for anything, I'm coming to dominate. I'm coming to do it. I'm coming to do it at a high level. So if you're going to do something, do it. And if you're going to do it, do it with the people that are at the highest level. That's how you end up at a high level. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, the the description box of this video, I have the information in that, some really valuable information in that description box, even how to get in touch with me. I told you, we live in the 21st century where you could just pick somebody, contact them, and ask them questions, and they will give you information. If you want to know what I'm doing to make money passively, if you want to know how I make money 7 days a week, 365 days a year, if you want to know how I'm building my passive income, how I'm investing, how I'm leveraging, if you want to know, I got so much valuable information in the description box of this video to the point where you can contact me directly. And if you want, I'll give you the information. I'll show you what I'm doing. And if you want to do it, I'll even do it with you. We can partner and do it together, make great money together. Right? Same thing on Facebook. If you're watching this, in the comment section of this Facebook video, you can actually tag me, get my attention, and say, I want to have a conversation with you. I want to know what you're doing. I'll give the info. I want y'all to understand. I love leverage so much. I'm looking for people who want to leverage me. I'm looking for people who want to leverage me to make money. Why? Because I understand leverage. If you're leveraging me and I'm leveraging you, we're both making money. I create win-win situations. Good business leads to more good business. Good, powerful relationships lead to more powerful relationships. So if you're trying to build your circle, I want to be one of the people that's in your circle. I want to be one of the people that's giving you the information that's going to help you change your life. Now, I'm not going to sell you because I'm not a salesperson. Huh? Charles, you just said you like sales. Yeah, I like the process, but I don't do it. I don't sell the way you think. You're not going to contact me and then have me in a position where I'm trying to convince you that what I'm doing is working. That's not what I do. I don't need you in order to make the money that I'm making, respectfully. But what I want you to understand is, like I told you before, people who are elevated love helping other people. I love helping people. And I understand that the more I help you get what you want, the more I get what I want. So everybody wins. So I don't sell people on what I do. I'll give you the information, and it's up to you to be wise enough to recognize a good opportunity when you hear it, and then take advantage of it as soon as you possibly can. Now, if you like the information I share with you, let's go. We're going to elevate together. We're going to make great money together. But I like putting it out there that I do not sell people. I don't do uncomfortable, pushy conversations. I like giving people powerful information and then letting them make a decision what they believe is best for them. Because guess what? What's for you will be for you. What's for me will be for me. And sometimes it might not be that you get what you want with me. You might get it from somewhere else, and that's okay. I operate from an abundance mentality. It might not be with me. I'm looking for the people who do believe their elevation is tied to me, the information that I share, and then we can elevate together. And it's not an egotistical thing. I want everybody to win. My students win. My students win because I decided they're going to win, right? Because of how I give my information, because of the standard that I set. I like seeing people win. I get messages every single day from around the world of how information I gave them helped them change their life. I just got a message the other day. Charles, I just had my biggest trading day ever. One of my longtime students, she's been with me for about 4 or 5 years, 6 years maybe even. Best trading day of her career yesterday. I love it. I love getting, I thrive off of those messages, not based on ego, based on I love success. I love helping people win. Success begets more success. And the more I help my students become successful, the more powerful my network gets. It's in your best interest and my best interest for you to win. That's the type of mentor that I am, and that's the type of mentors I keep around me. I keep mentors around me that believe that their investment into my life helps them, because it does. I keep people around me that understand my investment into you helps me. The more I help you be successful, the more I become successful. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, if you don't have that mentality, I'm not the guy for you. If there are some people who walk around that say, no, I don't want somebody to win based on my success. There's some people who walk around that says, I want to do it on my own. I'm not the guy for you. Right? I understand that wealth building is a team sport. Wealth building is a team sport. When you get on the right team, you go faster, further, higher together. Right? And this is why I always teach. I know if I can help you change your perspective, even if it's just a little bit, I can help you change your life. Because it's true. That perspective shift, that shift in how you think leads to an elevated lifestyle. It does. The beginning of elevation is just a shift in how you think. That's it. So this one right here, events, it'll change your life. Not the event itself, but how you approach the event. How you approach going to the event. You're going to get the information. It's not a vacation. You're going for the information that leads to money. You're going for the relationships that will lead to higher elevated lifestyle. You're going to build relationships with people who have great information and value those relationships. I should talk about this in another video, but I'm going to say it right now because it's relevant. When I enter somebody's life, I'm always thinking, how can I help them become better? Even when it's a mentor, How can I give value to my mentor? What can I do to make them better? What can I do even on the platforms that I'm involved with? What value can I bring to make this platform better? Any room I walk in, any environment I'm in, any person I'm talking to, I'm trying to be a light. I'm coming to illuminate something and make it better. Because I understand that money follows value. The more valuable I am, the more money I make. And watch this, the more valuable I am to a money maker, the more they're willing to invest into me. I want what's in the mentor's mind, not what's in their hand. Because what's in their hand is far less valuable than what's in their mind. I don't want the mentor's money. I want the mentor's information. I could go get my own money as long as they give me the information. That's the mentality. That's what you want to go to events thinking. I think I squeezed every ounce of value I could out of this topic. I know it's changed your life. I want to hear from you. I want to know, right? After you go to your next event, contact me and let me know how it changed your life. Let me know if this video made a big impact. The next event that you go to, I'm serious. Email me, DM me on Instagram, DM me on Facebook, contact me, build a relationship with me. I want to know, even if it's not with me, whatever you do, I want to know how this video impacted your life. I'm telling you right now, if you start going to events, even this video right here, I gave you actionable steps that you can apply right now. Do it and see what happens. Everybody be blessed. I'll see you tomorrow. Day 86 in the books. We're almost to the last 90th day. Day 86 in the books. Tomorrow's day 87. What I'm talking about tomorrow? Don't miss tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow. You're welcome, Sierra. Don't miss tomorrow. It's going to be really, really valuable. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.